Hey comicers, welcome back. I'm Miss Comika and thanks for joining me again for another pull list. This is going to be for the week of April 19th and the two comics I got this week were Archie number 19 and Skydoll Sudra issue number 2. Hey guys, welcome to another pull list. So today I'm going to be going back to something that I've been missing for a long time, and that's going to be Archie, and this is the current series written by Waid. I think I've said this before, but I've read Archie probably 1 through like maybe 7 or 8. I kind of remember the lipstick incident. Don't really remember anything after that. That might even just be issue like 4 or 5, but I remember reading it for quite a while, and then honestly, it was like hard for me to get my hands on. I think it was like in between moving and transferring from different comic shops. I've kind of missed a lot. Like I don't really know exactly what's been going on, but I'm going to tell you what happened in issue number 19. So first off with the rating, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars. I am Team Betty, okay? I like Veronica and I love Betty and Veronica as friends together. But when it comes to Archie, I'm such a huge fan of Betty and Archie. I think that Archie and Veronica is so weird. I don't think that they go well together. It's not one of those situations where opposites attract. I think that Betty and Archie are perfect, that they're soulmates and they've been best friends and they should just get married and have kids and grow up in Riverdale and just live this idyllic fairy tale life. Issue number 19, this one for this week, Archie and Veronica are a thing. Betty is not even in it. Weird. Archie and Veronica are dating and they just recently had spent some time away from each other, and now that they're back together, apparently they've been having kind of like a rough patch just because they aren't able to go back to the way that things were before, and it's really weighing heavy on their relationship, and it's kind of gotten them into like a little awkward situation. They can't really gauge each other right now. Veronica's father notices that they're having troubles, and Veronica's father is not a fan of Archie. He hatches this plan where he's going to pair up Veronica with some of the most eligible bachelor teenagers that he can round up, and he's going under the ruse of a Junior Achievement Award, and he's going to allow Veronica to present this award. His ultimate goal is to match Veronica up with one of these like rich bachelor teenagers. Veronica ends up running into Jughead, and Jughead sees right through it, and he calls Veronica out and is like, you need to call your dad out. She doesn't believe him. She begins to start interviewing these boys, and then she starts to see that Jughead is probably right, just because these kids aren't really acting like they know what the Junior Achievement Award is. So Veronica has this like meltdown on stage and like calls out her dad and just totally embarrasses him and herself and makes her look like a child, like classic Veronica. She ends up like walking out in a fury, and she goes out into like this hallway, and Jughead meets her outside, and they have this heart-to-heart, and it's really sweet. And Jughead is he's just a cool guy. Like, he's such a great character in the Archie universe. Anyway, so he has this heart-to-heart with Veronica and says, you and Archie are great together. He really loves you. Be honest with him. And then he goes and finds Archie. He actually has like kind of the same conversation back with him. He knows that Archie loves Veronica and he just wants him to be happy, and he'll support him no matter what. So in the end, you know, Archie and Veronica work things out. If you like Archie, and if you like classic Archie, or if you just like even the new TV show Riverdale, I would definitely recommend picking this one up. It's really not that hard to get into. It's pretty easy to just jump right into Archie. All right, now moving on to the second comic I got this week, which was Skydoll Sudra, and this is issue number 2. The reason why I picked it up was because it was recommended to me from a Twitter follower. I don't know, it just looked interesting. She talked about how it was a mature comic and that the art was really fantastic and that I should look into it. I don't know anything about it, just jumping right in, and I literally got probably like 3 pages into it and was like, what is happening? I'm so lost. So I went straight to YouTube and searched for like reviews of like issue number 1 or like a Skydoll like synopsis and things like that. What do you know? Couldn't find anything. I even found this one guy who was like, hey, I'm doing a haul, I purchased Skydoll, and he was like, look forward to a review coming soon. there was no review. So that was frustrating. So I found another video, and it was a popular girl who reviews comics, and she touched on it briefly, not recommending it, saying that it was very beautiful, but it was too complicated and there was too many characters, and she literally described it as a beautiful mess. So wasn't really getting into wanting to continue to read Skydoll, still having no idea what is going on in Skydoll. So couldn't find any videos about it, couldn't find any reviews, even about like past volumes and stuff, couldn't find anything, go figure. So went to good old Wikipedia and found a lot of information that was very helpful in reading this comic. However, it was still very difficult to get through. The reason for that is because it's so far in. This is like volume 4, not like a super long series, but you can tell that it's already established a lot of story and characters and things, and you can't really just jump in on this one without knowing what's going on. So it took me quite a while to get through. I want to save you from having to do what I did and having to leave this video and go find some information about this comic. Hopefully watching just this one video will help you figure out what the hell is going on in Skydoll, if you're interested in it, and if you should pick it up or look into it. So here I go. So I'm gonna start off with a rating. The rating that I'm going to give this issue is 3 out of 5. And if I hadn't done any research on it whatsoever, just read the comic and kind of tried to figure it out on my own, I don't know, maybe like 1.5, maybe even 1. Just because it really was hard to understand what's going on. This issue is issue number 2 out of 2 out of volume 4 out of 4. This is an Italian comic, and it's translated into English by Titan Comics. It's also had other publishers, including Marvel, and it's written by Alessandro Barbucci, and it's illustrated by Canepa. It is a very, very mature comic, and it has very extreme feminist and religious views. It's based around 6 major characters. There's 2 main characters, Ludovica and Agape, and they are basically 2 opposing religious rulers. They're very different from each other, but they're both very like terrible and tyrannical, but in their own ways. The actual Skydoll that it follows is called Noah. She is a Skydoll that was created by Ludovica's regime. Skydolls are created by her regime for Ludovica to earn favor from her people through like erotica. Noah's very rebellious towards Ludovica, and she's very individualistic. She's just trying to break away and be her own person. Her boyfriend, who is Roy, he is honestly probably my favorite character out of this whole thing. He just seems very down to earth, very realistic, innocent. He just kind of is along for the ride. A lot of times I feel like a lot of the characters are doing some really weird, like extreme things, and I just feel like Roy the entire time is very believable. So another character is Jahu, and he is Roy's kind of comrade. He's older than Roy, and he's very cynical of Noah, and he and another character, Cleo, have this like forbidden romance going on. So Cleo is a younger girl. She's just friends with the protagonist, and she's very much in love with Jahu, even though he is very much older than her. So there is a lot of characters and story that's already been established, but in this particular issue, those are the main characters, and I think throughout the entire series, those are kind of the major characters as well. So in this particular issue, it starts off with Cleo, and she is performing in the circus, and Jahu and Cleo's friend are traveling to the circus to watch her perform. Then it pans over to Roy, and he wakes up to find that Noah is missing, and so is his bike, so he is out to try and find her. Then you pan over to Noah, and she is with Roy's bike, and she's kind of going off on her own, doing her own thing. Then she's abducted by her maker and an army of Skydolls. Her maker tells her that he actually created a clone of Agape, which is one of the major religious symbols in their world, created her into an embryo and transplanted this embryo inside of Noah, and time to release this embryo and bring Agape to her true form. It just gets weird from there because he releases this embryo from Noah, and then she turns on the maker. Even though he's like madly in love with her and brought her back to life, she just turns on him and rips his heart out. And then she turns to Noah and says, "What am I going to do with you now?" And Noah actually stands up against her and they part ways. Unfortunately, while Cleo's performing back at the circus, she falls and it's very clear that she's going to die unless a miracle happens. So Noah can actually perform miracles. She doesn't understand why, so all of her friends go out looking for her, and Roy finally finds her, and she's cuddled up next to this weird wild dragon animal. For some reason just warmed right up to her, and so he finds her and saves her, and he tells her like, "Hey, you need to perform a miracle on Cleo, she's gonna die." And she's like, "Unfortunately, I found out why I'm able to perform these weird miracles, and unfortunately when you guys actually need me to do one, I can't, because this weird religious person was like buried inside of me, but now she's not, and so now I'm just literally a regular like sex doll basically." It's weird. I really love weird, like really love weird, so that's probably why I gave it 3 out of 5. It ends with Roy and Jahu and Noah, and they're entering a spaceship. I think they're going to another planet to try and find Agape so that Noah can like get her powers back or something, but it sounded like this entire time she was very resentful towards Agape and the ability to perform her miracles. So it's like as soon as she finally got freed from them, now she wants them back, and she just severed ties with Agape, so why is she trying to like go and find her? Like I said, I did as much research as I could. This is what I understand. This is what I got from this issue. If there is another issue coming out, which I'm not sure if there is, because like I said, it seems like this is the final bit. Makes me wonder, did this series end in a cliffhanger? This volume 4 came out in like 2014 or 2016, I can't remember. But if there is another issue that comes out, I'll pick it up. I'll buy it. I'll look into it. The art is so great. It's beautiful. The colors, the color scheme, the characters, it's just really great. The story is super weird. I'm not an extreme feminist. I'm not an extreme religious person. I find it very uplifting towards women, but also very like demeaning as well. So it's kind of a weird situation. I wonder if maybe a lot of things get lost in translation from Italian to English. What I think is it's trying to be Avatar meets Saga, which sounds freaking fantastic. But like I said, it's like it misses the mark. It's very complicated. If you're bored and you're looking for something really new, something that you haven't seen before, pick up Skydoll. I mean, you might like it. Good luck. That's how I feel about it. I'm no Skydoll professional. Like I said, I just Wikipedia'd it and read this issue and put the pieces together, and hopefully I've helped you. So that's all the comics that I got this week. What comics did you guys pick up this week? Let me know. If you guys liked this video, please feel free to subscribe to me, and don't forget to click that little bell right next to the subscribe button. That way you never miss a pull list with me. And also feel free to follow me on all of my social media. I have Twitter, Instagram, and my anime list. And thanks again, you guys, so much for checking out my channel, and I appreciate all of your love and support, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye.